What is the first thing you think of when you think of God? Hello, my name is Trey Talley. I'm the pastor of the church at Pecan Creek, located in Denton, Texas. And this summer we're doing a series on theology proper. That is the study of God. So it's kind of like biology would be the study of life, or meteorology is the study of the skies, or cosmetology with makeup and hair, etc. We're studying theology. That is, the Greek word there originally is theos, which is God, and then the suffix ology, add them together, and we have the study of God. And that's what we're trying to do this summer at the church at Pecan Creek, and that is get to know God as He has revealed Himself to be. Now, I posed that question at the beginning. What is the first thing you think of when you think of God? Because it is extremely important what we think of when we think of God. We can be prone to, as humans, as creatures, to think improperly of God. We can even be prone to create our own gods versus allowing God Himself to reveal Himself to His creation and understanding that that is the true God. Even as Christians, even as believers, we are tempted sometimes to ascribe things to God or over-accentuate certain attributes of His. So it's important to know God as He is, as He has revealed Himself to be, so that we can worship Him in spirit and worship Him in truth. Now, the first lesson that we're going over on Sundays is that God is incomprehensible. So as we begin to study who God is, it is good to understand that He is incomprehensible, inexhaustible. Another way of putting that would be unable to be fully known. Now, don't get offended by that and think that you cannot know God, because you certainly can know God. In fact, we'll get into the next lesson here that everyone actually does know that God does exist, and truth has been revealed to every human about who God is. But we're looking this particular lesson at that God is incomprehensible, inexhaustible. So right at the beginning, we need to understand who we are as His creatures and who He is as our Creator. And we realize that we are finite, that we are very limited, and that God is infinite, and that He is limitless, and He is inexhaustible, and He is incomprehensible, and He cannot be fully known. That is, no matter how much we study God in a given period of time, our entire lives, we will never absolutely, fully, comprehensively know every detail there is to know about God. So we have to realize that up front. Now, many people, I'd say virtually everyone, or probably everyone, has somehow God in a box, you might say, that not literally, but they have defined God as this, and our purpose in the study is to expand that view and really look at the Scriptures and look at what God has revealed of Himself, and to expand our knowledge and expand our view of God, and that He is inexhaustible. And even wrapping our mind around that can be complicated. But for instance, if I have this coffee cup today. If we wanted to exhaustively study this coffee cup and become coffeeologists, okay, we would analyze it, we would study it. A group of us could get together and we could really analyze how it was made and the architecture, the engineering of it, what it's composed of. And over time, we would eventually exhaust this coffee cup, and we would know this coffee cup fully and exhaustively and comprehensively, okay? Because it is finite, and we can comprehend such a thing. Nothing can be done like this with God. So we realize that what we are studying is far more than a coffee cup. It is far more than anything in this creation. So we come to this study with awe and with reverence, in understanding our position as we behold the Almighty Creator of the universe, God Himself. Just to end with, let me give you a couple of passages to kind of preview some of this. Number one, I'm just going to do Psalm 145, verse 3. I will extol you, my God and King, and bless your name forever and ever. Every day I will bless you and praise your name forever and ever. Great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised, and His greatness is unsearchable. All right, so again, we have this fact that we cannot get our mind fully around His greatness. But this does not lead to something we call agnosticism, that is, not knowing if there is a God. It actually leads to a higher praise of God when we understand how great He truly is. In other other words, there are no words that we can put to, there's no emotion, there's nothing we can do to think on to fully comprehend the greatness of God. And it leads the psalmist to praise God even more. And this is our goal as well. Romans 11:33-36 says this, "Oh, the depth of the riches and wisdom and knowledge of God, how unsearchable are His judgments and how inscrutable His ways." Once again, unsearchable His judgments, how inscrutable His ways. He goes on to say, "For who has known the mind of the Lord, or who has been His counselor, who has given a gift to Him, and He might be repaid? For from Him and through Him and to Him are all things. To Him be glory forever." So again, Paul here in Romans acknowledges that God is inscrutable, He is unsearchable, He is incomprehensible, right? Inexhaustible, but this leads him to praise and glorify God even more. One last verse, and we'll probably call it quits for today. Isaiah 55:8-9, "For my thoughts are your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declare the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than yours, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts." So as we begin this study, it is important to understand our limitedness, our finiteness, as we try to behold and comprehend and search out all that God has revealed of Himself, which is extremely important, because if we don't allow God to be who He is in His revelation of Himself to be true, then we are prone to create idols. We are prone to create images of God that are not the one true God. So I hope you'll stay with us as we look at these details over the course of the summer. Feel free to view our entire sermon series online as well at thechurchofpecancreek.com. Have a great day.